Alex had always enjoyed living alone. His small dorm room on the human colony of Nova Terra was his personal kingdom. Posters of old Earth movies covered the walls. Snack wrappers were scattered across his desk, and his bed looked like it had survived a mild tornado. He liked it that way. It was comfortable, messy in a human kind of way, and completely his. That morning, Alex was half asleep, half scrolling through his holopad when a strange sound came from the door. A soft click, the kind a keycard makes when it's used correctly. But his keycard had been on the desk. He sat up, blinking, and then froze. The door swung open, and in stepped a tall, thin figure. Her skin shimmered faintly like light passing through water, and her eyes were enormous and round, reflecting every color in the room. She froze mid-step as her gaze landed on Alex. "Oh, I'm sorry," she stammered, her voice musical but filled with panic. She had 6 fingers on each hand, and her uniform was unlike anything Alex had seen. It looked like a mixture of soft metallic fabric and glowing threads. Alex blinked. Hi?" he said cautiously. "Can I help you?" The alien's large eyes widened even more. She took a small step backward, almost tripping over a pile of old textbooks. "This is not my room. I'm mistaken. I'm so sorry." Alex couldn't help it. He laughed. The situation was too strange, too perfect. An alien student had accidentally walked into his messy human dorm. The thought alone was funny. "It's okay," Alex said, trying to sound calm. "You're in the right building. But, wrong room. I'm Alex." The alien blinked rapidly, her luminous skin flickering slightly. "I am Lyra, assigned room. Number different. I enter wrong." Her voice sounded stiff, like she was carefully choosing every word. Alex gestured to the bed. "Well, welcome to my room anyway. You want to sit? Or hover?" He realized he might be overstepping, but he couldn't stop the curiosity. Lyra tilted her head. "Sit." "Yes, but..." "Human bed?" Her gaze shifted to the rumpled sheets, and her 6-fingered hands hovered uncertainly. Soft, but disorder," Alex grinned. "Yeah, I like it that way. Makes me feel at home." Lyra stared at him, then at the bed, and slowly back toward the chair. She didn't touch the bed, not yet. Alex could see her pulse faintly glow along her neck. "Okay," he said, trying to ease the tension. "So, you came in by mistake?" "Yes, mistaken. I apologize." Lyra's tone was precise, almost formal. Her species, Alex remembered from orientation, valued order and rules. Walking into a messy human room must have felt like entering chaos itself. Alex laughed quietly. "Don't worry. Humans are messy by nature." Lyra's eyes flickered as if she was trying to process that. "Messy? Acceptable?" she asked, her voice tinged with disbelief. "Absolutely," Alex said. "In fact, messy is human." She blinked again, long and deliberate. "Curious, will observe, but distance maintained." She carefully moved toward the chair, keeping 3 meters between them. Her 6 fingers fiddled with the edge of the seat, not touching it yet. Alex watched with fascination. Here was an alien from a highly advanced species, and she was acting like a cat approaching a new human. Slowly, carefully, cautiously. "So, Lyra," Alex said, leaning back, "do you come to Nova Terra often?" He realized how dumb that sounded the moment he said it. Lyra's large eyes narrowed. "I arrived yesterday. Station transit. Your question, meaningless." Alex laughed again. "Right, sorry, just trying to make conversation." Humans talk to fill silence. Her head tilted further, almost sideways. Fill silence. Human habit. Illogical, maybe, Alex said, shrugging. But it works, usually. Lyra's lips, if they could be called lips, curved slightly, almost like a smile. Alex thought he had won a tiny victory. The alien had noticed human humor, or at least human ways, so... "Your room," Lyra said finally, still staring at the chaos around her. "It's strange. Objects scattered. Bed unmade. Devices many." Alex leaned toward her, grinning. "Yeah, that's called personal space, and humans like it messy sometimes. Makes us uncomfortable." Lyra blinked slowly. "Comfort. Requires disorder?" Her voice was incredulous. Alex laughed outright now. "Not always. But yes, sometimes. Especially when you live alone." Lyra looked around again, her glowing skin flickering in confusion. She walked very slowly toward the desk, peering at the holographic display and the empty snack wrappers. This place? Human? Chaos. Tolerated? Definitely, Alex said. Sometimes chaos is better than perfection. She took a cautious step closer, tilting her head as if evaluating him. You tolerate chaos? Willingly? Alex leaned back on his chair. Yep, every day. You get used to it. Makes life fun. Lyra blinked rapidly. Fun? Human. Concept? Strange. Alex laughed so hard he almost spilled his coffee. Yeah, probably strange to most aliens, but that's us. The alien's reaction made Alex realize just how different species could be. Her face, or whatever counted as her facial expression, was a mixture of shock, curiosity, and disbelief. He had to admit it was funny seeing someone so advanced and serious struggle with the simplest human mess. You eat food from wrappers? Lyra asked, pointing to the empty snack packets. Yeah, Alex said. Cold, hot, doesn't matter. Humans eat snacks in all kinds of ways. Lyra's large eyes widened again. She reached with one delicate hand and touched a wrapper, then jumped back as if it might bite her. Dangerous? Alex shook his head. Nope, totally safe, just not clean by your standards. She studied him for a long moment. You survive? With chaos everywhere? Yeah, humans adapt, Alex said. We can handle a lot. He smiled, proud in a quiet human way. Lyra blinked, slowly, deliberately. Adapt. Keep human. Survival, interesting. Observation. They sat in silence for a moment. Alex sipped his coffee, trying to contain his laughter. Lyra was still staring at his bed like it might move on its own. He had never expected a first encounter to be so ridiculous. Then she spoke again, softly, almost whispering. You strange. Human, but safe, Alex chuckled. I'll take that as a compliment. Lyra's skin flickered slightly, her way of showing emotion. I will depart. Mistaken room. Corrected. She moved to the door, then stopped, her hand hovering over the handle. Alex leaned forward. Wait, you don't have to rush. You can sit a bit. Just the next morning, Alex woke up to the sound of quiet humming. He rubbed his eyes and noticed a faint glow coming from the corner of his room. Lyra was there, sitting on the chair, her 6 fingers tapping rhythmically on the desk. As she studied his holopad, Good morning, Alex said, stretching and trying not to trip over the pile of clothes on the floor. Lyra's large eyes turned toward him. Morning. Human, you awake already? Yeah, he said, sitting on the edge of his bed. Humans need coffee to survive. Some of us need snacks too. He held up a cold slice of pizza from last night. Lyra tilted her head. Consume cold food willingly. Strange. Human. Alex laughed and offered the pizza. Want a bite? She recoiled slightly, as if he had offered her something radioactive. I do not consume human food. Raw. Cold, not raw, Alex corrected with a grin. But that's okay. You don't have to. Humans eat weird stuff all the time. You'll get used to it. Lyra blinked rapidly and then slowly nodded. Observe. Human. Strange. Habits tolerated. Willingly, Alex chuckled. Exactly. You're getting it. After breakfast, well, Alex's version of breakfast, which included a leftover sandwich and an energy drink, Lyra decided to explore more of the room. Her glowing skin flickered like a soft rainbow and she moved cautiously, touching the walls lightly, examining the posters, and peering into the cluttered drawers. You live here alone? She asked finally. Yes, Alex said. I like it quiet. I can make a mess, eat weird stuff, watch shows, nap whenever I want. No rules, no schedules. Lyra's eyes widened. No rules? Chaos, tolerated. Willingly. Fascinating, Alex grinned. You'll get used to it. Humans can survive almost anything, even aliens walking in by mistake. Lyra blinked slowly and then tilted her head. I apologize. Again. For mistake, but observe your life. Interesting, Alex laughed. No apology needed. You're already my favorite accidental roommate. She blinked again, then studied his desk. Devices, many. Functions, unknown. Alex waved toward the holopad and the small speakers. Yeah, humans like gadgets. They make life easier. Or funnier. Or messier sometimes. Lyra leaned forward, inspecting the holopad. Show and function. Please, Alex smirked. All right, watch this. He tapped a few buttons and a holographic display popped up, showing a funny human animation. A cartoon dog slipped on a banana peel, fell into a pile of socks, and then barked at its own reflection. Lyra stared at the hologram, her head tilting left and right, her glow flickering. Then for the first time she laughed. Well, it was more of a soft musical trill, but it sounded like laughter. Alex grinned. See, humans have humor. Sometimes silly, sometimes strange, always fun. Lyra blinked, a slow, deliberate process. Humor, strange, illogical, yet amusing. Exactly, Alex said. You're learning fast. Then the challenge began. Lyra wanted to try everything. She poked the hollow pad, pressed random buttons on the speakers, and even tried to open the snack drawer. Each attempt caused minor chaos. A hologram jumped out. The speakers emitted loud noises, and a bag of chips fell on the floor. Alex could only laugh. Okay, maybe not everything at once. Lyra froze, her six-fingered hands hovering over the mess. Chaos escalate. Quickly, human. Normal? Yep, welcome to my world, Alex said, picking up the chips. Humans call it life. By midday, Lyra had started learning some human routines. Alex showed her how to make a simple sandwich, though she still refused to eat it. She watched intently, her glowing skin flickering whenever Alex said something funny. You toast bread before eat? She asked, clearly amazed. Alex nodded. Yep, humans like to experiment with food. You'll see we're very creative with snacks. She tilted her head and then carefully toasted a slice herself. It was slightly burnt, but she seemed proud. Human creativity, observed, not illogical. Enjoyable. After the brief kitchen adventure, Alex suggested they watch a holo show. Lyra had never experienced this before. The show was about a human detective solving small mysteries in a big city. As the episode played, Lyra's reactions were priceless. She gasped loudly at every dramatic moment, tilted her head during suspenseful scenes, and even tried to predict the ending, though she was hilariously wrong every time. Predictable, humans, strange, yet entertaining, she said after the show ended. Alex laughed so hard he almost fell off the bed. You're finally speaking my language. Entertainment is universal. Then came the funniest moment. Lyra, wanting to try a human gesture she had observed, attempted to make a high five. Alex raised his hand eagerly. She lifted one of her six-fingered hands toward his, but miscalculated entirely. Her hand swiped past his and knocked over a cup of water. Alex yelped as the water spilled across the desk. Lyra froze, glowing brighter, clearly horrified. Accident. Unintended. Human. Repair required? Alex laughed, grabbing a towel. It's okay. Humans deal with accidents all the time. You just learn and move on. Lyra blinked slowly, processing this. Learn. Move on. Human. Philosophy. Unusual. Accepted. By the afternoon, Alex realized Lyra was starting to relax. She moved more freely, occasionally touching his messy bed or adjusting the desk chair, though she still did everything cautiously. See, Alex said, leaning back in his chair. You're doing fine. Humans are easy to live with. Sometimes, Lyra studied him carefully. Sometimes, chaos, tolerated. Willingly, I understand. Partially, Alex chuckled. You'll understand fully soon. Humans like to surprise, and surprise she did. Later, Alex left to grab some supplies from the campus store. He returned to find Lyra sitting on his bed. Yes, the human bed she had so carefully avoided in the morning, reading a book upside down. What are you doing? Alex asked, laughing. Lyra's large eyes flickered. Human? Habit. Read. Relax, observed. Practiced, inverted. Human style. Acceptable. Alex laughed so hard he nearly fell over. You're actually sitting on the bed? That's a huge step. And yes, upside-down reading is very human. Sometimes. She blinked slowly, clearly proud of her achievement. Human behavior. Complex, yet enjoyable. Partially. Replicated. Alex shook his head, smiling. He had to admit this alien was amazing. She had come into his life by accident, reacted hilariously, and now she was adapting. By evening, the room felt different. It wasn't just Alex's messy human space anymore. Lyra's soft glow added a new light, and her curious energy filled the room with excitement. She was still careful, still cautious, but she was learning to be a part of this human chaos. Alex sat back on his bed and watched her. You know, he said, you might actually enjoy living here. Humans are weird, messy, loud, but fun, and apparently, You're already starting to fit in. Lyra blinked at him. Fit in human life. Challenge accepted. Partially. Amusing. Alex laughed again. That's my new roommate. Messy, chaotic, and slowly learning human ways. Lyra tilted her head, a faint glow pulsing along her skin. Learning human. Strange. The next day, Alex arrived in the dorm room carrying a backpack full of supplies and snacks. Lyra was already there, sitting cross-legged on the chair, her glowing skin pulsing softly as she observed the room. Morning, Alex said, placing the bag on the desk. Morning. Human, Lyra replied, her voice calm but her eyes flickered with curiosity. Today, scheduled activity, unknown activity? Alex raised an eyebrow. You mean living with me? Yes, she said plainly. Shared room. Challenge. Begin, Alex laughed. All right. Challenge accepted. But fair warning. I don't follow rules all the time. Lyra blinked slowly, her expression unreadable. Rules, flexible. Tolerated. Curiosity. Increases, he grinned. Exactly. Welcome to human life. Today was going to be interesting. The housing office had officially corrected her room assignment, but Lyra had insisted on staying with Alex for observation purposes. Alex wasn't sure if she meant it seriously or not, but it didn't matter. She was here now. As Alex unpacked his supplies, Lyra carefully examined everything, touching only what seemed safe. When she noticed a small desk fan, she tilted her head. This device? Function? She asked. Alex laughed. It blows air. Humans use it to cool off or just for fun. Lyra's six-fingered hands hovered over it. Air, movement, harmless test. Required? Go ahead, Alex said. Just don't point it at your face. Humans get dizzy if too much wind hits the head. She cautiously turned it on, and the soft breeze made her hair-like appendages float. She let out a small trill, clearly delighted. Movement. Enjoyable. Human. Pleasure. Simple. Alex chuckled. See? Humans have simple joys too. Then came the furniture experiment. Alex had a simple chair and a bed, while Lyra had some small alien gadgets she had brought along, including a portable gravity adjuster and a holographic organizer. I will test human furniture interaction, she said, moving toward the bed. Alex raised an eyebrow. Careful. The bed isn't designed for alien. Gravity manipulation. Lyra ignored him. She activated the gravity adjuster, and the bed suddenly floated a few inches above the floor. Alex yelped. Whoa, careful. That's my bed. Lyra tilted her head. Human alarm. Triggered. Unintended reaction. Amusing? Alex ran around trying to catch the bed before it hit the desk. Yes, amusing, but also dangerous. After several attempts, he finally stabilized the bed. Lyra looked pleased, even though Alex was covered in a light dusting of bedsheets. Human furniture. Understood. Partially, she said. Alex laughed, shaking his head. You're lucky I like chaos. Most humans would have panicked. Then they moved on to the desk. Lyra activated her holographic organizer, and the room filled with floating icons and displays. She waved her hands, and the messy piles of paper and books were organized into neat virtual stacks. Human. Disorder minimized. Efficiency. Achieved, she said proudly. Alex laughed. Wow, that's actually amazing. I could get used to this, she tilted her head. Efficiency. Human. Accepted. Curiosity. Expands. After the furniture and gadgets experiments, they decided to prepare lunch together. Alex pulled out ingredients for sandwiches and snacks, while Lyra carefully studied every movement. You spread substance on edible surface? She asked, pointing to the peanut butter. Yes, Alex said. Humans mix things, sometimes strange things, but usually tasty. Lyra slowly applied a thin layer, overthinking each movement. Precision required. Human eating fascinating. When she finally took a bite, her eyes widened. Taste complex, enjoyable. Human flavors unpredictable, Alex laughed. Told you. Humans are weird, but we know how to eat. After lunch, Alex suggested they watch a holo show. Lyra had already observed some entertainment before, but today she wanted to try interacting. Human. Activity known as television? She asked. Yes, Alex said. Well, holo show, same idea. Sit back, relax, watch humans make mistakes. Lyra tilted her head, glowing softly. Observe. Learn. Imitate? Exactly, Alex said, settling into his bed. As the show played, Lyra made comments that were surprisingly accurate but hilariously literal. Human protagonist exhibits fear and poor judgment. Predictable outcome? Alex laughed. You're pretty good at this. Maybe better than most humans, she blinked slowly. Observation. Human behavior. Logical sometimes. Amusing. Then came the first prank attempt. Alex decided to show her human humor in action. He placed a small sticky device on her chair. When she sat, it made a loud squeaky sound. Lyra froze mid-motion, her glowing skin flickering. Auditory anomaly. Unexpected humans. Strange. Alex laughed so hard he had to hold his stomach. That's human humor. Pranks are fun. She stared at him for a long moment, then her six-fingered hands twitched. Prank, repeatable. Analysis, required. Possible. Alex nodded. Absolutely. Want to try? Lyra's eyes widened. She carefully set up a small prank on his desk. When Alex picked up a snack, it triggered a holographic mess of floating images of chips. Alex yelped and jumped back, laughing hysterically. You! Replicate. Human behavior. Successfully. Amusing, Lyra said. Alex grinned. See? Humans and aliens can have fun together. Chaos is optional, but laughter. Essential. Later in the afternoon, the dorm's power system experienced a minor glitch. Lights flickered and small machines beeped an alarm. Most students panicked, but Alex and Lyra reacted differently. Power. Instability. Situation. Human. Response? Lyra asked. Alex shrugged. Usually humans yell or wait for help. I like to fix things myself. Lyra tilted her head. Fix problem. Practical action. Observed. Together they worked to stabilize the lights. Lyra used her alien technology to monitor the circuits while Alex manipulated the manual controls. Within minutes, the room was back to normal. Human. Resourcefulness. Effective. Amusing, Lyra said, clearly impressed. Alex smiled. Told you. Humans are adaptable. We might be messy, but we can handle problems. And have fun doing it. By evening, both were exhausted but happy. The room had transformed from a simple dorm to a place of experimentation, laughter, and cultural exchange. Alex leaned back on his bed. You know, Lyra, living together might be better than I thought. You're actually fun to have around. Lyra's eyes blinked slowly, a faint glow running along her arms. Human behavior. Tolerated, even enjoyable. Curiosity. Increases. Adaptation. Successful, Alex laughed. Translation, you're starting to like it here. She tilted her head and made a small trill, which Alex decided was her version of a smile. Observation, complete. Human life, complex yet intriguing. Accepted. Partially entertaining. Alex shook his head, grinning. Partially entertaining? I'll take it. Next step, fully entertaining. And maybe tomorrow, you'll try a full human meal. Lyra's eyes widened slightly. Full human meal. Experimental. Challenge. Acknowledged. Alex laughed. Good. The next morning, Alex woke to the soft hum of Lyra's voice. She was already awake, sitting cross-legged on his bed, carefully observing the small gadgets scattered across his desk. Her glowing skin flickered faintly as she examined a small human-style alarm clock. Morning, Alex said, stretching. Up early today, huh? Lyra tilted her head. Observation. Efficiency. Human habits. Continue necessary, Alex laughed. Observation is fine, but you don't have to catalog every single thing I do. She blinked slowly, clearly trying to understand humor. Catalog. Humorous. Process. Human. Anomaly. Noted. Alex shook his head, grinning. Humans were adaptable, sure. But teaching an alien about jokes and pranks was going to be its own adventure. Today, he decided, they would explore one of the most important human skills. Humor. All right, Lyra, he said, picking up a small rubber chicken from the corner of his room. This is a human joke tool. You hit it and it makes a funny noise. Lyra's large eyes widened. Purpose. Unknown. Function. Bizarre. Requires. Demonstration. Alex tapped the chicken. It squeaked loudly. Lyra jumped slightly, then tilted her head. Auditory response. Unexpected. Amusing. Yes. Alex laughed. Exactly. Humans find unexpected things funny. You never know what will make someone laugh. Lyra blinked, processing. Unexpected. Auditory, stimulus. Induces emotional reaction, called laughter? Pretty much, Alex said, handing her the chicken. Your turn. She held it carefully with all 6 fingers, then tapped it on the desk. A loud squeak echoed through the room. Lyra froze, her glow flickering faster. Alex couldn't stop laughing. See? He said, you just did your first human joke. That's comedy gold, Lyra blinked slowly. Comedy, analysis, complete human. Strange, yet amusing. After a few more attempts with small gag items, whoopee cushions, fake spiders, and even a pair of googly eyes stuck to Alex's coffee cup, Lyra began to understand the concept of harmless fun. Her reactions were priceless, a mixture of fascination, confusion, and occasional delight. You find humor in unexpected outcomes? She asked, her voice tinged with wonder. Yes, Alex said. Humans enjoy surprises. Sometimes funny, sometimes silly, but always entertaining. By mid-afternoon, Alex decided it was time for a bigger challenge. Pranks. Lyra had never encountered anything like this before, and her curiosity was clearly piqued. Okay, Lyra, Alex said, hiding behind his bed. You're going to prank me. Use anything you want. Just make sure it's safe. Lyra's eyes widened. Prank, safe. Challenge, acceptable analysis. Required. She floated quietly over to the desk, examined the gadgets, and carefully activated a small holographic display. When Alex peeked out from behind the bed, he saw a virtual pile of snacks floating in midair, slowly spinning toward him. Whoa, he shouted, ducking as the holograms hovered over his head. Lyra blinked rapidly, clearly proud of herself. You replicate, human or prank. Successfully. Amusing, she said. Alex laughed. I'd say you're a natural. Humans are weird, but aliens can learn fast. Then it was Alex's turn. He hid a small spring-loaded toy behind Lyra's chair. When she moved to sit, it jumped up and made a loud squeaking noise. Lyra yelped, her glowing skin pulsing bright red. Unexpected. Auditory. Stimulus. Recorded. Human. Amusement. Dangerous, yet enjoyable? She asked wide-eyed. Yes, you just laughed and you didn't even know it, Alex said, wiping tears of laughter from his eyes. She blinked slowly. Human. Emotional. Response. Illogical, yet intriguing. Observation. Continues. As the day went on, Lyra tried more pranks, each one more creative than the last. She even started using her alien technology in funny ways. At one point, she made a small holographic replica of Alex that waved at him from the desk. He jumped back, startled, then laughed when he realized it was just a hologram. Human. Reaction documented. Humorous analysis. Complete, Lyra said proudly. Alex smiled. You're getting really good at this. Soon you'll be a master of human humor. Then came the ultimate test, a practical joke involving both humans and aliens. Alex suggested they set up a small obstacle course in the room, using chairs, gadgets, and holographic projections. The goal was to surprise each other and react in funny ways. Lyra tilted her head. Obstacle, course, challenge, amusing, accepted. Alex carefully set up a chair that tipped slightly, a small holographic wall, and a few floating objects. Lyra used her gravity adjuster to float a few items across the room unpredictably. Ready? Alex asked. Yes, Lyra said, glowing softly with excitement. The game began. Alex walked into the first trap. A chair tipped slightly, sending him tumbling onto a pile of pillows. Lyra giggled softly, though her version of giggling sounded more like a series of melodic trills. Then it was Lyra's turn. Alex triggered a small hologram to appear suddenly in her path. She jumped back, swaying slightly in the air, and then floated onto a chair that spun her in a circle. Both of them laughed uncontrollably. Human. Obstacle. Humorous. Experience. Fascinating. Enjoyable. Lyra said, her voice bright. Alex nodded. Exactly. Humans like challenges, but we like to laugh at ourselves even more. After the obstacle course, both of them were exhausted but happy. The room was a mess of gadgets, holograms, and chairs turned upside down, but the laughter made everything worth it. You teach human humor successfully. Adaptation. Progresses, Lyra said, sitting cross-legged on the bed. Alex smiled. And you are learning fast. Soon you'll be pranking humans better than most humans can. She blinked slowly, clearly proud. Pranking. Humans, concept. Intriguing. Emotional, response. Amusement. Acceptable. As evening approached, Alex pulled out a small snack tray and offered her some human treats. Lyra hesitated, then carefully selected a small piece of candy. Her eyes widened as she tasted it. Taste, sweet, enjoyable, human, flavor, strange, yet delightful, she said. Alex laughed. Exactly. Humans enjoy the little things, sometimes messy, sometimes weird, but always fun. Lyra tilted her head. Fun, human, behavior, complex, yet enjoyable. Partially. Understood, Alex grinned. Partially? Don't worry. You'll get to fully enjoy it soon. By the end of the day, both were sitting on the bed, exhausted from laughter and minor chaos. The room was a mix of human mess and alien gadgets, but it felt alive. Human, strange, chaotic, amusing. Tolerated. Willingly. Adaptation. Successful. Curiosity. Expanded, Lyra said, blinking slowly. Alex shook his head, laughing. Translation: you like it here, even if you won't admit it. Lyra's glow pulsed faintly. Acknowledged. Partially. Human, life, humorous, intriguing. Observation. Continues, Alex smiled. He had to admit. Teaching an alien about humor was harder than any human class he had ever taken, but it was also more fun. Humans were messy, unpredictable, and funny. Aliens, even highly advanced ones, could learn to enjoy it. If they were. The morning sun streamed through the dorm window, lighting up Alex's messy room. For once, everything seemed calm. Alex was sipping his coffee while Lyra floated quietly near the desk, examining a small gadget that emitted soft glowing lights. Good morning, Alex said, stretching. Ready for another day of human chaos? Lyra blinked slowly. Human chaos. Observed, tolerated. Curiosity expands. Challenge. Accepted, Alex grinned. Perfect. Today might be a little more eventful. He didn't know just how eventful it would get. Around mid-morning, a sudden alarm blared throughout the dorm. Red lights flashed and a loud voice echoed. Attention, students. Power fluctuation detected in Sector 3. Please remain calm. Alex jumped slightly, then laughed nervously. Well, that's one way to start the day. Lyra's eyes widened. Alert. Danger. Human. Reaction assessed? Relax, Alex said. It's nothing serious. Just a minor power glitch. We can handle it, Lyra tilted her head. Handle. Problem? Human? Method? Alex shrugged. Usually. Humans panic first, then fix the problem. Or wait for someone else to fix it. Me? I fix it myself. Practical. Approach, noted. Analysis. Begins, Lyra said, her glow pulsing with interest. They moved quickly to the desk, where Alex opened the small control panel for the room's systems. Lyra floated beside him, her 6 fingers flying over the buttons of her own portable gadget. Human. Method. Efficient. Partially. Amusing, she commented, observing Alex's movements. Alex chuckled. Partially amusing? I'm saving the day here. The lights flickered, then stabilized. Small machines beeped, indicating the issue was under control. Lyra's glow pulsed brighter. Human. Resourcefulness. Effective. Amusing. Emotional on response. Recorded, she said proudly. Alex smiled. Told you. Humans adapt quickly. Sometimes chaotic, sometimes weird, but usually successful. Once the minor crisis was over, Alex suggested they take a break. Lyra floated near the bed, watching him open a snack. You consume edible object willingly after we stress. Event? She asked. Alex nodded. Yep, humans cope with stress in different ways. Snacks are one of the best ways. Lyra tilted her head. Interesting. Human behavior. Efficient. Enjoyable. Partially. Replicated, Alex laughed. Partially? Come on, it's the best part. Later in the day, Alex had an idea. Lyra, you've gotten really good at human humor and pranks. How about a joint project? Let's prank someone else, carefully, of course. Lyra's eyes widened. Joint. Prank. Safe. Challenge. Accepted. Emotional. Curiosity. Peaks, Alex grinned. Perfect. Let's make it harmless but hilarious. They spent the afternoon preparing. Alex set up a holographic display, a few gadgets, and a fake slipping floor warning. Lyra floated around, using her alien abilities to make the illusions more realistic. Finally, the target, a fellow human student, entered the room. At first, everything seemed normal. The student stepped carefully, eyes on the warning signs. Suddenly, a holographic banana peel appeared in front of them. The student jumped back, startled, and then laughed once they realized it was fake. Alex and Lyra looked at each other, trying not to laugh too loudly. Human. Emotional on response. Documented. Successful. Amusing, Lyra said. Alex laughed. See, humans love harmless surprises. You did amazing. After the successful prank, they celebrated with a small snack. Lyra tried a chocolate bar this time, her glowing skin flickering brighter as she tasted it. Taste. Complex. Enjoyable. Human. Flavor. Remarkable, she said. Alex laughed. See? Humans know how to enjoy life, even when it's weird. As evening approached, the dorm's calm was disrupted again, this time by a minor water leak from the ceiling. A small pipe had burst in the shared bathroom above. Water dripped onto the floor, causing a minor flood. Alert. Water. Anomaly.
Human. Response.
Required, Lyra said, floating near the source. Alex grabbed towels and a mop. No problem. Humans handle these things all the time. Let's fix it before it becomes a bigger mess. Together, they worked efficiently. Alex blocked the dripping water, while Lyra used her technology to monitor the pressure and prevent further leakage. Within minutes, the situation was under control. Human. Improvisation. Effective. Amusing. Teamwork. Optimal. Emotional. Satisfaction. Recorded, Lyra said proudly. Alex smiled. Teamwork makes humans stronger. Even aliens can help. By nightfall, both were exhausted but happy. The room was a mixture of messy human items and carefully arranged alien gadgets. It was chaotic, but it was alive. Alex leaned back on his bed. You know, Lyra, living with you has been a lot of fun. Weird, chaotic, and sometimes messy, but fun. Lyra's glow pulsed softly. Human. Life. Tolerated. Even enjoyed. Adaptation. Success. Curiosity. Peaks. Emotional on response. Positive, Alex laughed. Translation. You're enjoying it here even if you won't admit it. She blinked slowly, clearly proud. Acknowledged. Partially. Human habits. Amusing. Acceptable. Observation. Continues. Alex shook his head, smiling. Teaching an alien about humans was like teaching a very bright child with 6 extra fingers and glowing skin. But it was worth it. Lyra had started laughing, joking, and even pranking alongside him. Tomorrow, he said, we'll try a human movie night. Popcorn, blankets, and maybe another small prank. Lyra tilted her head. Human ritual. Popcorn. Sensory. Experience. Acknowledged. Curiosity. Increases. Participation. Possible, Alex grinned. See? You're becoming human in record time. By the time they finally settled down, the dorm was quiet. Lyra floated near the bed, watching Alex carefully as he prepared for sleep. You, human, chaotic, strange, amusing, tolerated, willingly, adaptation, successful, curiosity expanded, friendship. Noted, Lyra said, her glow dimming softly. Alex smiled. Translation, we're friends now. You like it here? Lyra blinked slowly, then made a small trill, her version of a smile. Acknowledged. Confirmed. Human. Life. Enjoyable. Partially. Accepted. Fully. Anticipated, Alex chuckled. Partially accepted? Don't worry. You'll get to fully enjoy it soon. Humans like to surprise, and I think you'll like the surprises. Humans were messy, unpredictable, and hilarious. Aliens, even highly advanced ones, could learn to enjoy it if they were willing. And Lyra was willing. As they both drifted off to sleep, Alex realized that their accidental roommate situation had turned into something extraordinary. They had survived minor crises, discovered new forms of humor, and created a unique bond across species. Tomorrow would bring more laughter, more chaos, and more experiments. And Alex couldn't wait. Because humans had humor, aliens had curiosity, and together, they made a perfect team. And somewhere in the back of his mind, Alex knew this was only the beginning of a long, hilarious, and heartwarming adventure.